Nobody knows me. And so it's just like, you got the show and everything. We're doing this, and I still feel like a nobody. Sometimes when you leave, I just like close the door, get in the bed, and cry myself to sleep.
I would say that I have to go to the bathroom and I would seriously just go pray. I would see a boy and my thoughts would leave school and go to him. So I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom and I go pray.
People, they seen it in me that I wasn't just gay. That, oh, like, you are feminine. Like, you're going to hell. It really bothered me. I was told that I was a demon.
If I feel full, I feel like I'm gonna vegan. And I'll be like, I gotta throw up. And I'll go to the bathroom and throw up.
Your mom, she watches our show. My mom don't watch our show. You know, why can't me and my mom interact like how T.S. Madison and Miss Mary interact? Like, why can't we have that type of bond, that type of fun? Why can't she accept me for me?
Hello, YouTube. Tonight we're coming to you solely. Right? I'm Devontae.
I'm Lala.
Tonight we're giving you a special show to pretty much where we just get down to the nitty gritty. We're bearing ourselves to you. Pretty much there's nothing that's off the table. And we're just laying it all out there.
Absolutely, because like some of you know, we are a fun show, but at the same time, we're going to get a little serious to let you know who we are. And for most of you who knows that I suffer from depression, well, some people who know me know that I suffer from depression, and you?
Like, pretty much battling with the weight and everything. And I know a lot of people, when I talk about my weight, I'm like, oh no, but I seriously suffer with, self-image issues, and so there's that, and then there's the colorism, where I believe my skin may be too dark, or just that,
Yeah.
the dating within our community,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
all of that. So
Yep. So go ahead, grab your drinks, grab your tissue box, because you may need it.
We got ours. We got the tissues at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna have to just go old school and just.
Oh, Lord. I can't do. I got on makeup and everything. So I don't think I do that.
She's gonna have her lipstick over here.
So with further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this with our first topic.
Alright.
What are we gonna go with?
Well, I guess let's just jump to this colorism, because as y'all have seen throughout the years, on our show, neither one of us are of the same complexion. So we both do have different experiences within the dating, realm. We have some of the same experiences, but we also have different experiences. With her being on the lighter side and me being on the darker side. I myself feel that I don't get as much attention, or as many compliments of, you're handsome, you're cute, you're this, you're that, because of how dark I am. I mean, I'm not the darkest, but I'm also not light in no shade at all, but this is something that I've battled since I was young. I used to pretty much wake up wishing that I was light skinned.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Wow.
I used to wake up looking in the mirror, wishing that I was light skinned. Like, you know how a lot of babies, they come out lighter and then they start to get darker? I used to look at my baby picture and question why did I not stay that skin tone.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Wow.
I used to look at my baby picture and wonder why did I not stay that skin tone.
Oh my gosh.
because I was not a dark baby at all. Like I was seriously a light skinned baby. So, and as you get older, the whole sun exposure, and then it. The elders, in our community, they say the baby come out looking one way, but you have to look at their ears. If you look at the ears, it'll tell you what their skin color
I've
is going to
heard that
be.
too. I've heard that. I've
So
heard
my
that.
my ears were a little bit darker. So, but as far as my face and the rest of my body and all that stuff, like my lower body gets absolutely no sun exposure. So if you look at my lower body, I'm
Lighter.
I'm lighter. I'm not light skinned, but I'm way lighter.
Yeah.
You know, like my grandmother, God rest her soul and everything. She used to pick on me. She'd be like, "Boy, you're white." Like, "Boy, you're white. You ain't got no sun to
Oh
me."
my gosh.
Like, if you see it, like it's seriously night and day. I'm dead serious. Like, this is what you see, but once I take my soccer shoes off, this is what you see.
Wow.
Like, maybe a shade darker, but this is seriously what you see.
Wow.
And that's the body. That's what I wish everyone around me saw.
Mm-hmm.
But within the dating community, lighter, I feel, is still better. Lighter skinned people or fairer skinned people still get more attention than people on the darker scale.
Well, I kind of disagree with that because light skinned people, they do. But it's a certain type of light skin. Like if you're slim and fit, I think you get more attention.
Well, see, that's what I was
than
talking
if
about.
You're like myself, who is thick. Like you really don't get that much attention because you're on the heavier side. And people these days, they like a certain type of thickness. But if you just don't go to the gym, like I don't go to the gym and don't work out and stuff like that, you get overlooked. But there's a reason for that, and we'll dig deeper into that as the show goes on. But continue. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's what I was saying, pretty much about us having some similar, experiences with the dating community, but still probably like some opposites,
Yeah.
Your inbox may go off just a tad bit more than mine. I don't know. We share certain things, but then there's other things, it's like, okay, but that's still private.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how your inbox is versus my inbox, but like I said, I don't do the block. If I just don't want to be associated with you, I'm just going to be associated with you. But as far as block on my end, this is like, oh no. I'm like, oh, dang. Can just said, no, we're not interested.
They just block you.
Just block.
I get that too, and it definitely hurts. It does hurt my feelings. But I do it to some people too. I find myself doing it to some people, and I'm like, dang, how do you feel when people do it to you? Like, what gives you that right to do that to somebody else just because they're not your type? Why not say?
Well, most of the time with me, I think it's not necessarily the way they look. It's how they come off.
It's how they come off, and but at the same time, if somebody else cuter came off the same way as them, would you still block the cuter person too? Because they do come off that way sometimes.
I mean, I do. I mean, I don't block, but I will start ignoring. Like if you're just pretty much talking straight sexual.
Then why do we do it to the people that's not attractive or that we're not attracted to? Like, why do we leave them open but block them? I mean, because I do that. And I find myself doing that, and I have to question myself, like, Lala, like, really? Like, you just got blocked the other day. How did it make you feel? Like, all you said was, hello, how are you? Same thing he did. Hello, how are you? No, I'm not interested. I don't say that to you. I just block you. And so we really don't.
We don't think about it.
We don't think about it until it happens to us.
Exactly.
Until it happens to us.
You also start questioning yourself as well. Either after a certain number of times or either within that moment. Are you good enough? Are you cute enough? Are you handsome enough? Are you fit enough? Are you slim enough? I mean, but then it's this whole teddy bear thing, this whole thick thing. Just the person. These are the type of people that I like, the type of people that I prefer. And it's like, well, I don't get it. I'm
Yeah.
really confused. Because and pretty much all my pictures are from like here up. So if you are looking, you can't tell that I'm a heavy set person. I mean, I no longer really consider myself to be heavy set, but I still consider myself to be full figured, and thick. But
I don't take pictures. I don't. I don't take pictures anymore. Like
I'm not.
not like selfies. Like
I'm not a selfie person at all.
we don't. Well, I don't take pictures at all like that because of my weight, and it's like okay.
If I do, I'd seriously take like 100 photos before I'm even satisfied. Even after that, I may post it, and then I will go back to it, and it may be a few hours later, a few days later. I'm like, dang, man, I did not notice that I had that dark mark right there. Dang, look how dark I am right there.
Ooh, just picking out stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, I noticed my shirt. Like, I found myself doing this a lot before I take a photo, like, straightening out my shirt.
Absolutely.
Make sure my beard's right, making sure my eyebrows look okay, making sure that my hair looks okay, make sure the background looks okay. A lot of things that some people don't even think about, because I see so many people that just will take a snapshot and post it. They can seriously be standing in front of a goddamn garbage dump, and they will seriously get,
the best shot.
4,000 likes.
Likes.
And it is lies, because people don't really like the goddamn photo. It's like the person is in the photo. But I will look at the photo and I'm like, they're standing in front of a garbage can. Let's over run.
Right.
I see everything within the photo, but the person in the photo could be flawless. I will say darn near flawless.
Right.
No one is seriously flawless. But they can be darn near flawless. Hair is looking good, eyebrows looking good, lipstick is on point, or, if it's a male, eyebrows are looking good, skin tone could be, looking good, his physique could be on point, but then you have someone who, I'm not necessarily going to put myself down, but not in what's considered to be the best shape. And I even have an issue with my hairline. Like, I don't feel like my hairline is where it needs to be. Like, I've thought about finding plastic surgery to bring my hairline up. I look at all of that. That's why I'm not a selfie person at all. Like, if I take a selfie, I will post it, and it will probably be like months before I post another one.
Oh my
That's why I prefer someone to just take a random snapshot of me just like helping out a toddler, or eating ice cream, or we're sitting in church, or we're driving down the street or something, because I feel like those are the best times to take photos of me, because I'm enjoying myself. I'm being caught off guard. I look better.
I don't like that, because I look at myself and I'm like, dang, I'm so freaking big. Like, I'm huge. Like, oh, that's not the best angle for to shoot me in, or I just pick out stuff. See, and I'm just like, oh, my shoulders are just so huge.
I may pick out something, but a lot of those photos, when I feel like you're caught off guard, those are with me, those are the ones where I somehow come out looking better. But when I take a selfie, it's just like, your beard wasn't right, your mustache wasn't right, your eyes wasn't right, your skin tone wasn't right, the lighting wasn't right, your shirt.
Yeah.
I even, how you didn't see that mustard stain?
And I used to be a model. Like, back when I was younger, I was very photogenic. And then all of a sudden, like, after I hit like maybe 13 or so, like, I just became this person who didn't want to be in photos. And that was because of my childhood. Like, my mom and everything, I hate to put her on blast like this, but my mom, like, she will only take pictures of my sisters and herself and my stepfather and my other stepsister. And so it made me just neglect myself and make me feel different, like, oh, I'm not worthy to be in nobody's photo. Like, and it really hurt me. So I didn't take photos. I didn't want to be in
See,
nobody's
as a
photos.
child, I took a lot of photos, especially a lot of posed photos.
Right, and that's what
You
I
know,
think killed my modeling career, was because of I had all this self doubt.
mm-hmm.
Like, I was going places, I was in commercials and stuff like that. I was almost into the acting field. You know, all I had to do was just keep doing the commercials, and maybe I would get like a better agent or something. You know, but at the end of the day, like, that really did something to me. It really affected me. And then my grandmother, she was like, "You want to, you want to go again?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I don't. I'm not really feeling it this year. Maybe next year." Next year come along, and it's like, oh, I'm not really feeling it this year either. And so then I
The
look
longer
at
you stay out
the
of it,
longer I stayed out of
the
it,
harder it
like
is
the
to get back
harder
in.
it was to get back in it. Then on top of that, it's not only that, but it was just the fact that I looked at myself and I was like, dang, I'm 19 years old. Like, and I'm looking at everybody else successful and all that stuff and making it, and I'm just like, dang, that could have been me. I don't know why I stopped, but that's why I stopped. And then after that set in a lot more self doubt, and it set in the depression and stuff like that. And it just became to the point where I'm not gonna say I didn't want to live, but I didn't want to go out anywhere. Like, I didn't want to go out. And like, I'm 19 years old at this time. I'm not even in my 20s yet. Like, this is freaking, like, I'm about to live my life, but I shut myself down because it's like, I could have been that. I should have been that. I should have been where they are, or I should have been on that, And it's just like, dang, I'm the one that didn't make it, And now that I look at my sister, she's a model and everything, and she's making it, and I'm just like, dang, that could have been me. Like, and I'm not saying that I, envy her or anything like that. I really do, love my sister and everything, and I'm really proud of her and all of her accomplishments, because she really worked hard. She worked hard to get where she is. She worked hard on her body. She's a great mother. She's a great person. And at the end of the day, I just feel like that, okay, I'm your older sibling, but at the end of the day, my little sister is doing something that I wanted to continue to do and be successful in it. She's doing fashion shows and everything. Everybody pretty much knows her. She's, a successful businesswoman. And then you look at me, and I just be like, I look in the mirror sometimes, I'm just like, dang, like, you're nobody. And that stuck with me all those years, that I was a nobody. And so even when I did shows, I would do shows here and there, then I would stop. Everybody would ask me, like, you're like super great. Like, why would you quit? Why don't you go make a name for yourself? Because I was too scared to. I was too afraid of what people would say about me. I was too afraid of losing pageants and everything, and having that shame on me, instead of going through it and maybe losing, yes, but at the same time getting better at it and becoming so better at it to where I became a title, where I would win a title, where people would actually know me, and I would have, recognition out here, but nobody knows me. And so it's just like, you got the show and everything, we're doing this, and I still feel like a nobody. Like, at the end of the day, sometimes when you leave, I just like close the door, get in the bed, and cry myself to sleep. Like, and be like, this show is never gonna be successful. Like, it's still in me to self doubt, all because of my childhood. Like, this has been going on for years, and I never really talked to nobody about it, ever. And yeah, I smile a lot, but at the same time, I was taught to smile because I'm a PK. You know?
I'm a preacher kid, now as well, because my father is a pastor. But yours comes from being a preacher kid. Mine comes from being a preacher kid and being a male. And I remember I was gonna post years ago. I had took one of my little cousins to one of their doctor's appointments, and I stayed outside. And I can't remember what I was going through. It just felt like there was just so much weighing down on me, and I've never shown any signs of depression or anything like that. I've always been able to handle anything that's thrown at me. But you just know how sometimes the weight of the world just feel like it's just
Mm-hmm.
falling down on you.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to post on every social media site that I was on so bad. It really annoys me that men are taught to never show their emotions. We're taught to bottle it up, throw it to the wayside, and be men.
Mm.
And I just remember that day just sitting in the car just crying because everyone assumes that women go through so much and women are the backbones and women hold up the world, but then they do this whole, oh well, you're a man, you're supposed to be a provider, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, you're not supposed to show emotions. So it's like I'm not understanding the balance here. This whole behind every great man, there's a great woman. Well, I don't have a woman behind me because I don't want a woman. A woman has never been in my future. So I'm not understanding this. And then it was also the whole coming out thing. There was another big thing. You know, there's so much that a lot of men in this world go through. And like I said, we're taught to not show it. I feel like this is why there are so many men who commit suicide. Why there are so many men who beat their women, who in the gay community who beat their men, who end up in prison or juvenile justice because of the way that we are taught to never show our emotions, to never say I feel this way. And it really irks me and bothers me to the max because if a man or a boy, for that matter, if a boy breaks down and cries, is stop all that crying, man up,
Stop acting like a sissy.
stop acting like a sissy,
I
stop acting
heard
like a
that
punk.
back in the day.
I've heard it all my life. I hear it to this day. I feel like this type of training is training boys to pretty much one day beat other people, bully other people. Because if they hear someone crying, what you crying for? Shut up. Stop all that.
Yeah.
No matter if it's a boy or whether it's a girl. Unless little boys are brought up with their sisters or with a sister, they're not going to know that it's okay for a girl to cry.
Right.
But when it comes down to him, this whole double standard of boys aren't supposed to cry, they're not supposed to show emotions outside of smiling every now and again, even that is still frowned upon. You can smile for 2 seconds, but after that, break that smile. The only emotion you're supposed to show is anger, fear, and not fear that you're scared, but strike fear to someone else.
Wow.
It baffles me. You're not supposed to show that you're upset. You're not supposed to show that you're scared of anything. You're not supposed to show that you're lonely. You're not supposed to pretty much show that you want something.
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to show that you're happy. Little boys are pretty much taught to be soldiers that are not even on the battlefield. And this is why there's so, especially in the South, this is why there's so many boys that are so scared to come out to this day, and it's crazy.
Wow. I know when I was younger, my dad and everything he would be like, you need to be in sports. And that's like in middle school or elementary, middle school, and of course in high school and everything. He was like, you need to get into football, you need to get into basketball and stuff like that. I'm like, that's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he didn't know that I felt like a woman inside. And I guess he just didn't understand it. It was like, okay, yes, I think my son is gay, like, because you seen it in my mannerisms,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, I think my son is gay or whatever. So I really want him to get into sports. I really want him to, be a man. I don't want him to be a girl.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't understand it. And I was at the point where I was just like on the inside, I'm like freaking out. Like, I don't want to be on the football field. I don't want to be on nobody's basketball field. Like, I'm a basketball court. Like, I don't, I am a girl. Let me do what girls do. Be a cheerleader or something. Be great. Be successful in other ways. But it's like, my mom didn't get it. My dad didn't get it. Like, my grandmother, she put me in the baseball thing when I was younger. But
I was in basketball and track.
yeah, but at the end of the day, that's not who I was. And I was just like, yo, like, I am not a boy. I am a girl. But at the end of the day, I had a short haircut and everything. And it's just like, look in the mirror, you see a boy. But at the end of the day,
But
I
see, that's
felt
the
like
thing.
a woman on the inside. Like I told my grandmother when I was a little kid, we was at laundromat. She told me, she brings this story up often. And she was like, you had to be like around 5 years old. And you told me that you wanted to be a female. Like, I knew it from the get go. Like, I didn't play with cars when I was younger. I played with dolls. Like, I would take my mom's weave and play with it and style her weaves and everything. Like, literally, I would. I would play that I was a hairdresser. Like, I would. And then my sisters would tell on me, like, Mom, Mikey playing with your hair and everything like that. And I would get in trouble about it. Like, you need to go outside, play with some boys. Go play football or something. Pick up a football, pick up a basketball. And it's like, that's not who I was. And then it was this one movie. My mama, she caught on to it. It was back in the 90s. And it was called Divas. I don't know if you remember that movie or not. It had, I forget the names. Nicole Ari Parker, the light skinned lady. She's married to the guy that plays on a lot of Tyler Perry movies. Pretty guy, tall, bald head.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, she's married to him. But that was like one of her first movies she starred in. But it was about like it was basically loosely based on In Vogue.
Mm-hmm.
And like
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yes.
It was
yes.
loosely based on En Vogue and everything.
Did they actually have the group in there?
They had.
Okay, I know.
They had the group in there and everything.
Yes.
They had the group in there and everything. And the
Was
girls
En Vogue in the movie?
No, they weren't in the movie.
Because I could have sworn it was like a movie where En Vogue was actually in a movie.
Well, this wasn't that movie, but it was like loosely based on their career.
Mostly, okay.
Yeah, loosely based on.
I think I still know what you're talking about. Though.
And so, like it was a specific song. Excuse me. Sorry. It was a specific song. It was by Shaka Khan. Ain't Nobody. And
that's one of my favorite songs.
That performance and everything stuck with me, and like I will always rewind that tape to that performance, and I will always do it. My mama, she caught me.
That's one thing that you kids will never know about. You rewind the VHS tape.
Yes,
y'all will never know.
My mom, she was like, "You keep watching this movie." She was like, "There's other things to do in the world. Go read a book or something." Like, you keep watching this movie from beginning to end. You know everything in the movie. She was like, "I'm gonna throw that tape away." And so I was like, no, you can't do that. And so I think that's when she started to notice that I was gay. Because I was doing all of the movements and everything just like them. I was being a diva in my own little world. I wasn't bothering nobody. You in there washing dishes, you continue to wash dishes and leave me alone. Okay? let me be great. Okay? In my own little world. Okay? I am a diva. A little diva that I was young. So it's just like, You need to go outside, play with some boys, pick up a football, pick up basketball. Do this, do that. You need to be a man. I'm not raising another girl. And so that's when
It
I
hurt.
started to get it really hurt. And I started to notice that my pictures wasn't in her house like that. Like I would have a baby picture here and there, around,
Felt
but
like she was trying to erase you.
kind of. And to this day, I don't like there's no pictures of me in her house. It's just my stepdad, my sisters, my mom, of course, my stepsister, my deceased sister, of course, and it's only like one picture of me in there in our house. And so I'm just like, I think like I came to the conclusion in my 20s. I was like, okay, like I failed in my life. I failed my parents. My parents don't believe in me. My parents don't have nothing to do with me. They don't even know that I'm trans, or wanting to be trans on top of that. And then here I am entering into drag shows and everything. Got this Facebook page up, and I don't think it was called Italia at the time. It was called something else. But I had, these pictures of my drag show and all that stuff, the picture of me in drag and everything like that. And that was the first time, like, I didn't consider it drag. I considered it me.
You.
Because that's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be the girl in makeup. I wanted to be the girl with the nice hair and everything like that. And I was. And my mama, she hit me up. I was at work, and she was like, "What's this Facebook page you got up?"
Because Facebook recommends friends.
Yeah, she was like, "What's this Facebook page you got up?" And she was like, I was like, "Huh?" And she was like, of you dressed as a woman. She said you look like a clown. Take it down. And like I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't say nothing but just hold the phone. And I was just like,
Silently cry.
yes, ma'am. And yeah, like I was destroyed. Like did one show, I didn't do it again until like maybe 3 years later. Cause I was told I looked like a clown. It stuck with me. It took me to a place where I was when I was a kid, where I was just a recluse. Didn't want to do nothing. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. I'm not good for nothing. But all I know is I wanted to be a woman. And then I'm starting to see these trans women and everything like that, and all they're about is sex. I'm like, that's not who I am. I don't want to go that route. Like, is there another way for me to, to be? I can. And then people telling me like, oh, if you go that route, you won't be able to work. You won't be able to hold a solid job. Then I had one trans lady tell me, she was like, baby, she was like, the sex route is what accepts
Mm.
us. They accept us.
Especially.
And she was like, if you
A
want
lot
to
of
make
laws has
she
passed
was like, if you want to
now.
make your money, you need to get out there and do some work.
With a lot of losses passed now, South Carolina, I don't know if that's still the case or not. I mean, we'll have to look into it.
With my job
But
now, I'm sorry to cut you off, but with my job now, they know about me and
mm,
everything. My boss, she knows about me and everything. And she was like, I can be me. I can be Latalia at my job. I can be myself. She was like, if you want a name tag, we can get your
yeah,
name tag.
a lot of. I'll put it this way: there are a few fields now that will let you put with your name of choice on your name tag, especially if there's a front and the back. They will
Yeah.
put your name of choice on your visible part
Mm-hmm.
and the name that you're supposed to go by on the back part or the corner or whatever it's supposed to be. Like I know within the healthcare system now, they will let you put your name of choice on the front part that's visible and the name that you're supposed to go by on the back. So your legal name. Um, and you would not have had this conversation before until your name is legally changed.
Mm-hmm.
Your legal name is in my phone.
Yeah.
Well, both your names is in my phone now. But just in case if I ever got into an accident or something, and
Yeah.
my last point, and my last contact just happens to be you, and the paramedics or the doctor or something needed to call someone, they would know. Okay, well, Miguel was the last person that he talked to. They just contact them, so that way it won't be no confusion when you got to the
Mm-hmm.
hospital.
Right,
But
absolutely.
now in my phone, your name says Lala Miguel. So that's what it says. That way it won't be no confusion, and I'm still able to respect you because I've had conversations, regarding you and everything. I'm like, I can't stand it when somebody calls, la la Mikey. I can't stand it when somebody calls la la Miguel. I said I just feel like it's so disrespectful. But like I said, just for legal purposes and things like that, within my phone, your name is both.
Yeah.
But I know exactly how you feel and everything as far as growing up. Because
then on top of that, I'm still trapped.
I feel like
I'm still trapped, and it's like I still haven't came out of it yet, because I haven't fully transitioned yet. And it's just like, what are you waiting on? Like, what are you waiting on? And then it's like, okay, well, you're helping out raising kids and everything, and you really can't be who you want to be in somebody else's house.
I feel like that is, to me, I know it's one of those to each of their own type of thing, but to me, I feel there's no excuse. I feel like if your grandmother accepts you, even if she doesn't, or your grandfather, I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. This is you, this is your life. And like I said, we've had the conversation before in the past and everything. You have to do what's going to make you happy, what's going to be beneficial to your life. You give your family that grace period of getting Mikey, Miguel, whichever name that they grew up calling you, out their system. You answer to it for a period of time. You remind them throughout that period, and then you slowly start to ignore them when they are not saying Lala or they're not saying Natalia. Like I said, but that's just me. I can't tell you what you should and what you shouldn't do because at the end of the day, this is your life and you're the one who has to live it.
Yeah.
But
I also feel like if I was to fully transition, my sisters would take my nieces and my nephews out of my life completely.
Do you think they really would? I don't.
Yeah.
There's one sister that I don't think would. I mean, I'm not gonna say her name on live or anything. On YouTube or anything. But and it's the one who was at your birthday. I don't think she would. I don't know about your other sisters because I haven't really met them like that. And your sister who we went to, we stayed with in Atlanta. I feel like she would still be in your life.
Yeah, of course. Like she accepts me. My dad actually accepts me now. Mm-hmm. He really does, and like he's come around to it and everything. He was like, okay, if that's who you are, you be the best ever. You be the best. And that's all he wants from his kids. He wants us to be the best because he said we are not ordinary kids. Mm-hmm. We are stars in our own right. And it's just like, he was like, he don't make ordinary kids, he makes stars. Mm. And so it's just like...
I mean, do you think all your sisters who have kids? Because you have brothers too.
I have brothers too. My brothers, they don't really deal with me like that. My brother who passed and everything, we were trying to get on a level... But at the end of the day, it was just like, hit and miss. Sometimes we'd be cool, sometimes we wouldn't, and everything like that. And then I'm just looking like, dang, like, do you even love me? And to this day, I still try to, get answers from like, do you still like, even though he's gone, I'm just like, like, why didn't we connect on a better level?
I don't know how many kids your father has, and you can feel free to edit this out and everything. But I think this pretty much comes from your father having so many kids, and y'all not being able to truly grow up together to have that bond. Y'all have a bond, but it's not solid as far as, I got to see my brothers, I got to see my sisters, day by day.
Yeah.
It was more along the lines of, like when we was at your grandmother's house, and she said, oh, well, one thing I can say is I had my grandkids every weekend.
She did.
And then she was like, but I only had these grandkids. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you seen these siblings every weekend, but it still was along the lines of you still didn't grow up with these siblings because you didn't see them every day.
Mm-hmm.
You still didn't probably know what was going on in their life because when you went down grandma's house, it was, oh, we outside in the yard playing, we down the street, we doing this. We ain't you might have sat down with one or two siblings and y'all had y'all in a circle.
Yeah, and cousins
But
too. But cousins,
and cousins as
but
well.
my cousins couldn't understand me either. Because when we were playing everything, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm always the girl and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're the boy." Like,
And see this and
but
see,
they couldn't understand it. It was
well,
like,
this grandmother has always lived in Atlanta or College
no,
Park.
she has. No, she just moved down there. She used to live in Greenville.
Oh, she was living Greenville.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so she's living, but so pretty much this grandmother has always been of Southern values.
Yes.
And see, that's the thing. I know some people when we talk about Southern values and Southern traditions and all that stuff, some people might think that, oh, this is just one thing, but living in the South and being of the LGBT is totally different than being in the North and being LGBT, being on the West Coast and being LGBT, being in the South, being in the Southeast, being on the East Coast. There's so many different things. I can't speak for the North. Lala can speak for the North. I can speak for the North. I can speak for the South, and I can speak for the Southeast. But being down here, and if you're of the LGBT, if anybody in the family even catches wind that you're of it, it's one of those. Talk to the mother, talk to the father, and it's one of those. Catch it while you can. Fix it while you can. See who he hanging around. See who she hanging around. Catch it while you can. That's your child. If you don't want the girl to be like this, catch it while you can. You can still fix them. Take them down to the church. Pray it out of them. Whoop them more. Make them do this. Make them do that. Make him play some sports. Make him get out there and dig a ditch. Cut down a tree. Make him pull a bulldozer with his bare hands. Toughen him up. Oh, she trying to act like a boy? Put her in a dress. Take it down to Macy's and get her face done. Take it down to Sally's and get her hair did. I ain't gonna be no more cornrows around here. That's how they treat you when you're of the LGBT and you're in the South or you're in the Southeast.
Right.
They seriously force these standards of what your gender is.
And you know what? I talk about my grandmother and everything like that. Back in the day, we were younger. She had this hair, and y'all probably heard me talking about it too. She had this hairdresser named Lee. Lee was a transgender woman.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, whenever we would go into to the salon and everything, she would do my grandmother's hair, and all of a sudden I look over at Lee and everything, because I was just trying to understand, was Lee a woman?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I didn't know because I was just so young.
Mm-hmm.
And so then my cousin, she would be like, she would like, that's a man, right? And I'm like, no, it's not Lee. Lee is a woman. And then on top of that, Lee would always tell my grandmother, she'd look at me and then she'd be like, that baby gonna be somebody.
I got a question about that.
I think she kind of knew. I think she kind of knew. And so it was just like, now I look back and I'm just like, did Lee see this in me? Like, and then people I hear a lot of people, they say, you have this light about you. Like, you have this light that's shining through you. Like, you are going to be somebody. And I'm like, well, I don't say it to them. I'm like, well, thank you very much. But then I go home, I'm just looking at myself like, what is it that they see? Because I can't see it, nor do I feel it.
Well, you remember pretty much when you said it. Do you think Lee saw it in you?
I think.
I think
Lee did.
Have you ever been around a child and you look at them or you see certain things that they're doing?
I have.
Have you ever? You don't want to put it on them.
You don't put it on them. You don't want to put it on them, but yourself, like.
I wonder.
Mm-hmm. And
so,
it's just like,
I've done the same thing, but about the whole trans thing, because it has been asked of me. I don't think the person who was talking about it knew that I was gay, but he was talking about raising kids, and then kids asking about people of the trans community and how do I handle it. And he said when his son asks, like, is that a boy or a girl? And he can obviously tell that it's a man, he will tell him that it's a man. So he asked me my opinion of it. And I said, well, well, like my cousins. I said, there's my cousins who live in the house. I said, when they asked me that same question, I said, if it's someone who is obviously a woman or transitioning into a woman, I said, it's a woman. He said, why would you do that? I said, because it's a respectful thing to do. I said, why would I sit up here and disrespect that person when there's someone who's obviously transitioning into who they know and believe themselves to be? Why would I, you know, disrespect them by calling them something that they know that they're not, that they don't want to be,
Right.
when people around them are already probably tarnishing their name and telling them, no, you can't use this bathroom.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. You're confusing that child. No, I'm not. I said, because the child is asked, is that a man or a woman? And you pretty much have given them clarity to who that person is. So now they're fine with your answer. They might have 2 or 3 more seconds of, well, she looks kind of manly, but okay.
Mm.
And for most trans,
I
you
get
know, they
that a
have
lot.
that whole, we have that ugly period, you know, of when we're going from the masculine traits to our more feminine traits.
And I question it about myself. I'm like, will I call that an ugly period when I start fully transitioning? And I probably will.
I don't think you will.
You don't think so?
Because you don't really get clogged. You already get male.
I get ma'am at the drive-through.
You get ma'am more than
ma'am at the hotel
you
sometimes,
get
and
ma'am
I
more
don't
than you
even
get
have
sir.
makeup on. And then some people like even when I was younger, okay, put like this, I would go out and play, we'd go to the park and everything, go out and play and everything, meet up with some kids and all that stuff. And you would have maybe like 1 or 2 kids. They would ask me, like, and I was a kid myself. They would ask me, "Are you a boy or girl?" Okay, I had to say that I was a
Boy, you had to.
and I wanted to say I'm a girl. And it was like,
See. Here's the thing.
it kind of it made me feel sad, but then we would play and I get over it and everything. And it was like, kids, they will accept you up until a certain point. You get around some other friends and everything.
Then they pick on you.
They pick on you, call you a faggot and stuff like that, and it would really bother me. Like, it would like really like destroy me. And I'm just like no, I'm just a human
I feel
being.
like
I'm
you
just a
could
person.
have done what a lot of people do. You know how, like, when you go on vacation and you're no longer around those people who you're hiding yourself from, so you feel like you can truly be yourself. I feel like when you was just on the playground with those kids, and especially if you weren't around your family, you know, anybody who truly knew you, I feel like you could have been like, I'm a girl. And, you know, you could have been like, oh, my name is Sarah, my name is, you know, Dominique, my name is whatever, you know. And those little boys, those little girls, they could have played with you. And when parents or other kids would ask, so who you playing with? And they're like, oh, my friend, so-and-so. And they could have, if those other friends could not have, you know, couldn't tell that you was a boy or a girl, or if they could tell, they're like, you know, it's a boy. No, it's not. She said she's a girl.
Right.
They could have had their own little debate about it. You knew what you were.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you know
what you were born. You knew what you truly were.
I think it really hit me hard when I went to like the 8th grade, because you know everybody's much older now. You know, you're puberty is really setting in. It's really setting in, and on top of that, you know, I got picked on a lot in 8th grade. Up until, you know, high school, of course. And it was just like, I had friends and everything like that. Yeah. And I had a whole bunch of cousins who had my back in high school, but it was just like to the point. I remember this one guy. We had the same class and everything, and I forgot how we got on the subject of this, but we were all just talking and everything. Then he just blurted out. He just blurted out, yeah, and Miguel wants to be a girl. Like
Rude.
it was just like really? Like that's how you really feel? Like yeah, I do, but I can't do nothing about it right now, you know. But it really hurt me. Then like you have people laughing and all that stuff. Some people were laughing anyways, but and then you would get the teachers that would call my mom like back in sixth grade or so. They were like, you know, or fifth grade. They were like, Miguel's hanging around, you know, a whole lot of girls and all that
See,
stuff. And
I got those calls early on as well.
yeah, I'm
'Cause
just like, okay, I hang around girls and everything. That's who accepts me. And it's just like, if I hang around guys, all they're gonna do is pick at me. And it's like, I don't want to be picked on. I don't want to be the joke. Like I want
you
to be
didn't like
accepted.
sports because of the
No,
female
I didn't
thing.
like it. I didn't like sports. I still don't like sports.
I didn't like. My reasoning for not liking sports was primarily because I didn't want to gawk. You know, and that's why I didn't like gym.
Oh, hated gym.
I wanted to protect myself along with those around me. I know that probably sounds
Did
wrong.
you, when you went to the gym and changed your clothes, did you change in the public?
I changed in the stall.
Me too. I did too.
I changed in the stall because
I did too.
what males, female puberty and male puberty is totally different. Okay, females, we don't know when your body is going through some changes. Y'all up here, we know that. We see that. That's very obvious. Okay, but for a male, down in this area, right down in here, he gets a mind of his own throughout the day.
So silly.
You know, and you can just say pizza, and he said, "Who?" And you're like, no. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Try to keep my mind up and go
You
down.
know.
I go down, baby.
Go on. So, for me going to gym, or trying to play any sport for that matter, it was like, no. Because I remember vividly, so, you know, I like to dress in a certain style, right?
Mm-hmm.
And church was a part of that. So, you know, growing up, especially in the Baptist, you know, community, males are required to tuck their shirt in. During puberty, I had to stop doing that. Because, not to get too explicit, but the Lord didn't underbless. And Grandma noticed one day. And she said, Sola, get him. Get him.
Mm-hmm.
My mama jacked me up, set me down. And then after church, it was he looking at them little girls in church. From then on, I started wearing my shirts untucked. But I sure wasn't looking at little girls in church. One of them not to the drummer. The guys on that side. The men on the keyboard. Them guys up there in the choir.
Did you question yourself when you was doing that and ask yourself, like, am I going to hell for thinking like
I
that?
showed enough deal because
I did too.
Every time I said something, I said, God darn devil.
Oh my God, I'm going to hell for this.
I said, God darn devil. And I said, Lord, please forgive me. God, I tell you, because this is part of my OCD. Anytime I do something, and it don't even have to be wrong, I will repent. And in church, I do so much repenting, it is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all do things within the church house that we know we're supposed to do. And some of it is impure thoughts, okay? Because you see something, you might see Sister Jones over there, and them breasts and sisters sitting up, and you be like, whoo. But then for myself, they were like, Ooh, Brother Jones. The pants over the tight.
Wow.
We got a bubble back there. So, I mean, I just seriously just remember being sat down so fast because I mean, I'm just don't even realize that while I'm clapping, something hanging over the pew.
Wow. I
And
think
then,
most of when I was younger, going to church and everything, I would just question God, like, God, do you still love me for me being me, like me wanting to be? I'm like, and I would have talks in
I
my
didn't
head with God.
question him, but I did question if he was going to accept me into his house.
Yeah, that too. And I'm just
That
like,
was the biggest thing.
yeah. And then you get the stories about God knows what you're gonna be even before you was born. And
That
then
was the
I was
thing.
like, okay, I would have a conversation with God. I'm like, God, if you knew I was
If you
gonna
knew
be this
this,
way,
then
why
why
did you
do
make
you
me into
hate
a
me?
girl? Like, why would you just make me into a girl? It'd be so much easier. You know, I could have.
Yours was that. Mine
I'm just
was.
like, dang.
If you knew this, then why are they saying that you hate me? Why are they saying that you're gonna cast me out?
Yeah, because
And
I thought that way because of the simple fact was, people they seen it in me that I wasn't just gay. That like you are feminine, like you're going to hell. Like
see,
you
now
need to
that's the
get that.
misconception
And
about
I'm just like,
gay guys with long hair.
and I'm just like, I'm young at the time, like a teenager. I'm just thinking to myself like, but I'm such a nice person though. I don't want to hurt nobody. I just want to be myself. But you're telling me I'm going to hell for me wanting to be me? Like God doesn't accept me, and so then I became confused. And so then I couldn't talk to my mom about it because of course
How she was feeling.
she was feeling and all that stuff. And this was before you need to take the pictures down and all that stuff. This was before that. And just like I was like what 18 or 19 years old at this time, so it was like I couldn't talk to my mom about it because she didn't want me to be gay, of course. And she's a preacher's. Well, she wasn't a preacher's wife then, but she was in the church and all that stuff. She was heavily into the church, and she
What
still
would a
is.
church think?
Church thinking all that
What would
stuff.
a church think? What would a family think?
Yeah, and people like even then, people would come up to me and be like, He's gonna bless you in tremendous ways.
That's what I heard.
And they still say it to this day.
God is working a miracle in your life. He's gonna bless you. He's working through you. I've heard that so many times growing up throughout the years. I still hear it to this very day, But also internally knowing who I was, what I loved, knowing that simple fact is like God is using me. God is working through me. God loves me. This and that. How is any of this possible? But then I go to church and is cast that demon out. You going to hell. The fiery depths of hell, for this and man should not lay with man like
my tears.
Man should not lay with man like woman lay with woman and like men lay with woman and this. I mean, woman should not lay with womankind. Man should not lay with mankind like man lays with woman and this. And then you hear about all this Leviticus and all this other stuff, and it's like, huh? But the Lord loves me.
Mm-hmm.
He's using me. I'm a miracle. He's working wonders for me. What?
I mean, go ahead.
I mean, I wanted so badly to stay in the church. I mean, I haven't turned away from the church. Like, I wanted so badly to stay in the church, but it made it so hard, to be myself and to continue to go to a place where people who don't know what I'm going through, but they're preaching on this, and then you have other people who are not actually leaders in the church, and they have their whispers, and then they're well, I heard this. And they might not necessarily talk about you, but they talk about another person in the church, their little boy, their little girl. Well, Cheyenne's son got caught with another little boy, down there, down by the ball field, and they was doing this. I told her, you need to watch that boy, cause I seen it in him. I thought he had some ways. He had some ways. And then, so and so. I told her to keep him off from around that other man's house. Because, he got charged with paraphernalia and this and that. That, I can't pronounce the goddamn words. Paraphernalia is pedophile. See, he gonna end up getting caught up. Yeah, when his little tail gets snatched up, I don't want to hear talking. Don't come down to church, that's for no help. They just talk. And like I said, on one of our shows, there was so many times that I tried my hardest and build up the courage to say, this is who I am, this is how I feel. And then something would happen. And I'm like, oh, there goes that moment. Never mind.
Wow.
You sure you love me, God?
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I just don't feel it.
There was a time, maybe like a year ago or so, we were doing the show and all that stuff, and I guess I kind of got a glimpse of the light in myself because it was through other people who would tell me that, oh my God, you like y'all are hilarious and everything. They was like, y'all brought me out of my depression and all that stuff. Y'all make me laugh. And so then I thought about it. I'm like, is this the light that they see? Like, can I really do this? Can I really make people feel good about themselves and everything? Can I really step people out of their depression? Then I thought about it. I'm like, then why am I so depressed?
Well, you know what? I think what it is that the one thing that you and I both probably do share is that we're empaths. Burdens that other people can't carry, we take on. And we have yet to find a way to release those burdens that other people have put onto us back into the universe. And we're still carrying that weight. I think that's one of the issues that you and I both share. To this day, you and I still have so much on our shoulders. We might not necessarily show it. People around us might not know it because there are so many people who tell me, you're so easy to talk to. I just love being around you.
Yeah, I say the same thing.
Whenever I need someone to talk to, you're always there. You're this, you're that, and everything. And it's just the way I present myself. It's the way, and I might not even be in a welcoming mood, and someone is like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here."
Yeah, like when they they tell me, like, when I see you brighten up my day.
Exactly.
And it was this lady today at the hotel. She was like, you need to step up. Like, you're always in the background. She was like, you need to come forward and step up. Step into your blessing. She was like, because it's right there. She was like, I don't know what you're afraid of. Just step into it. And I have always been afraid to jump. Because I've always held myself back. And it's from childhood too. I deal with a lot of that. And it's like, oh, okay, if I do this, I'm never going to be good at it. Or then, like, if I do it, I have this voice in my head, like, why are you even doing that? Like, nobody even cares about what you're doing anyways. Then it's about, with the show and everything, I still have this voice in my head, like, really? Like, y'all been, like, for 2 years strong. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. What makes you think you'll get 100? So, and then it's like, you're right. Because I'm a nobody. And today, when that lady said that, I just got chills. Because it was just like, how can you see this? And it's the same lady who told me recently, like, she was like, there's a light about you. She was like, I don't know what it is, but every time I see you, I feel good. She was like, I could be having a bad day, but as soon as I see you,
See, that's what people
she
tell
say,
me all the time.
she say, and the people at the hotel, they tell me the same thing. They don't say I have a light, but they be like, oh my God, it's just something about you. Like when you're here, like everything is great.
See, that's the thing that I get that all the time. With all of my accounts, they prefer to work with me. Things go smoother when they working with me. When I'm the one who comes and shows up, the patients are happier. Things are done, correctly. Um, the aurora that I get off, is just brighter, it's better,
Yeah.
Than the other guys, and they prefer that I come. And I was like, I just smiled. It was like that's not. And then when I smiled, they were like, that's another thing. You're always smiling. Like we don't know no one who's always smiling. How are you always able to smile? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just always smiled. It's like I just they tell me all the time like we don't know how you do it. How do you just smile?
For me, it was what I was taught to do. Then it became my defense mechanism is to smile. Because when you smile, nobody sees the tears. Nobody feels the pain that you're feeling. But at the end of the day, as soon as they leave, that smile fades away, and you're just there dealing with everything.
I used to show emotions. I don't show emotions now by choice. But I think it's harder for me to show emotions now because I remember the other day, I had a situation, and like I said, it was one of those days where I felt like the world was just falling down on me, and I stepped to the side, shed a few tears. I did one of those, got it together, and walked into a meeting with like 30 people. No one knew I had just cried. No one. And I seriously was not even 10 feet away from the closest person. And that also shows you that we live in a society, in a world where no one pays attention or cares about their neighbor. Because like I said, I was maybe 10 feet away from the closest person. Shed a few tears, got myself together, walked into a meeting, and worked like 14 hours with all that weight still on me. Yes, some of it came out through tears to release some of that, but all that weight was still on my shoulders. Because I've never suffered from depression. I wouldn't even know how to say I even had it or anything like that. I don't believe I have it. But everyone around me automatically assumes that the way that I present myself, the way that I come off, that I'm in this realm of is all about him. He could care less how you are, how you feel. If it's not about the money, you're nobody. You're this, you're that. If you're not driving this kind of car, if you're not living in this kind of house, if you're not wearing this kind of clothes, he doesn't want to be associated with you. If you're not eating at these restaurants, he doesn't want to be associated with you. Everyone just assumes that's how I am. No one stops to ask. No one stops to get to know. the real Marquise Devontae Neal. They just see, the headline. You know, he works here, he lives here, he drives this, you know, he graduated from here, and automatically it's, oh, nope, what, not even gonna try. And throughout my entire life, if I wasn't being picked on for the way I talk, the way I walk, the way I sit, the way I eat, it's
Absolutely.
all of that. Who eats pizza with a knife and a fork? I do. I don't want to get my fingers dirty. Oh, that's gay. Why do you talk like that?
Absolutely.
Talk like what?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm failing to understand what you mean when you say talk like that. You don't talk like us. And these are black kids. You don't talk like us. What do you mean? You don't talk like us. You mean like ghetto? And I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, there were some harsh things about myself. Like I would say ghetto, impoverished. it, because if you're going to put yourself in that situation, then I'll just point it out.
Right.
So I don't talk ghetto. I don't talk like I'm from the hood. I don't talk like I'm from poverty. I don't talk like what society says I'm supposed to be. And the black community has always put me down for it. The white community has never accepted me for it. I had white friends and their families some of them would embrace me.
Absolutely. 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 They would. And to this day, they still do.
They would really embrace me and would compare me to their kids.
Mm-hmm. And
I was seriously welcomed by so many white families until I got to a certain age. And it's still with the colorism thing. It's because of my skin tone. I had to end up taking a back seat to their kids. But prior to that, it was me being up here, their kids being down here. And why don't you do like Marquise do? Why don't you do this? Why don't you talk like this? Why don't you sit like this? Why don't you eat like this? Have more manners about yourself. Look how he does it. And I'm from the projects. Not one time in my life have I ever denied where I was from. But everyone who knew, I'm not saying everyone who knew me, but people who did not associate themselves with me has always disowned me. And then there was others who did know me who then turned around and disowned me because of certain places that I was going, certain people that I was around. Oh, well, he has his white friends now, and they take him on trips and this and that. It's not just my white friends. First of all, my mother is moving us out of here. She's taking us on weekend trips. I mean, like, my mother, once she started taking us on, my childhood with my mother and my biological father pretty much turned into weekend trips up until I was probably like 12 years old. Every Friday, we would get out of school, we would go to Atlanta, we would go to Charlotte, we'll go to Charleston, we'll go to Columbia. And everyone around my brother and I assumed it was because we had white friends.
Wow.
Oh, well, they got white friends. That's why they can afford it. No. My mother had a great paying job. And this, like I said, this is what's wrong with society. They assume that some blessings come from certain communities, like you being associated with the white community. No, my mother worked hard for it.
Can I just say something? I wish that me and my mom was the same way how you and your mom is.
Mm.
I look at T.S. Madison and Miss Mary, their bond together, and I'm just like, your mom, she watches our show. My mom don't watch our show. My mom has never watched our show. I think she knows about it, but she has never watched our show. She has never liked our show. Nothing like that. I see your mom, and it really does affect me. Sometimes I do cry, but I'm trying to cry now. I want to wear makeup, but but it really affects me because it's just like, why can't that be me and my mom? Like, why can't me and my mom interact like how T.S. Madison and Miss Mary interact? Like, why can't we have that type of bond, that type of fun? Why can't she accept me for me? And then I watched one of Madison's videos, and she was just speaking her truth and everything like that. And Miss Mary, she said that it took her a while to accept Madison.
Mm.
It took her a while to get to where they are now.
And see, that's why I was saying, about you and everything. You're pretty much going to have to kind of do the transition and kind of show your family who you truly are, and being truthful but harsh at the same time is you're going to what they call in a pretty much a psychological standpoint, you're going to have to kill Miguel. You're going to have to do that psychological funeral for your family. Because, truth be told, Miguel never existed. This always has been Lala.
And you know what I've been told? And oh Lord. Like, it really it really bothered me. I was told that I was a demon. And this was when I was no, this was when I was younger. I was told that I was when I first told someone that about me, wanting to be a trans woman. Like, I was actually told that there's a demon inside of you that wants that, and that you will be going to hell if you do it.
See, I was never told that, but that was my belief. My belief was that there was something inside of me that was making me this way, and it needed to be removed. So I prayed so hard, day in and day out, like I was supposed to be doing schoolwork.
Yeah.
And I was praying.
Yeah.
I was eating. I wouldn't even eat lunch some days. I would just be praying. I would say that I have to go to the bathroom, and I would seriously just go pray. Because, like I said, I would see a boy, and my thoughts would leave school and go to him. So I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I go pray.
And you want to know what all of this has turned into? For me, it has turned into depression. Like, it's to the point where I can be fine 1 minute, the next minute I just get totally down. Or you're here now, I'm okay.
Did you ever ask God for any signs?
For what?
That you are and who He wants you to be? Because that's what I had to do. Because after I stopped,
I didn't ask for signs because I've always been told to tell God, like we're talking now. Talk to Him the way you talk to somebody else.
I mean, that's what I was told
And
too. Talking about to talk to somebody
and
else.
I've always told God, I'm like, God, I want you to accept me for me. I want you to love me for me. I'm a great person. Like, and at the end of the day, I can't help but be who I am.
Pretty much. After stopped the Lord remove this from me, fix me, type prayers, I started on the okay, God, obviously you're not listening. Obviously, you're not, going to change me. Well, if this is who you want me to be, if this is who I'm supposed to be, show me some signs. Show me that this is who I'm supposed to be. Show me that I'm good. Show me that you still love me. Show me that everything is good in the world when it comes down to me. And when I saw those signs, or what I believe those signs to be, I said, okay, cool, we good. Okay. I mean, I still had a hard time coming out,
Mm-hmm.
but I was more accepting of the possibility of dating, more accepting of the possibility of sexual activities and things of that nature, but prior to that, it was, oh, no, 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 no. No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. God doesn't like that.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm not going to help you.
Right. Absolutely.
If you touch me and I touch you, I'm going to hell. No. So, but after I got those signs, it was just like, okay. I mean, I'm still a shy. I don't know and everything because like my very first time, it was just like so. It was kind of like the teenager's first time was awkward. We don't know what you're doing, and okay. I mean, my first time to do it, they didn't believe I was even a virgin because I was not well in my 20s, but I was like 21 years old, and didn't even believe I was a virgin. But I got those signs.
Can you believe that I am 34 now and I have not truly lived my life yet?
I still feel like I haven't truly lived mine.
It sucks.
I'll be 29 this year, and I still feel like I have not truly blossomed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel. And like I said, this is me. This is only my opinion. People can say it's not true. People can say no, that's not how they feel. But I just feel like when people look at me, when they talk about me, when it comes down to relations of me, everyone assumes that my life is this. Everyone assumes that my life is sunshine and rainbows and oh, I wake up to a butler serving me dinner, breakfast or something. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I work hard for everything I have. The silver spoon that I may have had at one point in time in my life is gone. Yes, I had a silver spoon at one point in my life, and I miss it. I would not lie about it. It's what is there to lie about? It made me who I am, but also these struggles that I have endured has also made me who I am. Anyone whose life I've touched, this is not me bragging or anything. Hopefully, I have made them feel a little bit better about themselves, about that day that I helped them. Everything that I've ever done for someone, I did not do for recognition. I did not do for them to turn around and repay me in some way or another. I have someone who messages me all the time who says, that year that, you helped me get through this depression, I really appreciate it. I will love you forever. And I continue to tell him, I didn't do that, for you to say thank you. I didn't do that for you to repay me in any way whatsoever. I was trying to be a good friend. That's what decent human beings and decent friends are. But there are people out there who will seriously throw that in your face, who will be like, where would you be if I didn't, always come to your rescue? And you was talking about suicide and this and that and everything. There are people out there who will throw all this stuff in your face. I have never,
Wow.
ever. And this person has talked about suicide on multiple occasions. And I have gotten off of work, gone to his house, sat there to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing that I had to be to work the next morning. And didn't want no recognition. Still don't want any recognition. I mean, it's the same within our group, our circle. There are people within our group that I've reached out to and that I've said, if you need anything, if you need this, if you need that, if you want anything,
Yeah.
I'm I'm here. I got you. I can't say that they've accepted or they thought it was genuine because as long as I know, there are certain people within our group that's either no longer in the group or either kind of iffy in the group. So we'll just leave it at that. So,
If there was any person or anything or any persons or any things that you wanted to forgive, what would they be?
if there was any persons
Like any
that I wanted to forgive,
people or any things that you wanted to forgive for hindering you to not be the person that you really want to be today, who would you forgive and what would you forgive?
well, I don't think I can really truly forgive anyone because everything in my life that has ever happened to me or that's involving me, I feel that I've taken a role in it.
So basically, you forgive yourself.
Yeah, I forgive myself, because I could have pushed myself further, pushed myself harder, you know. So, and I don't really do the share blame, thing. Um, but I've had opportunities to move and live in other states. Um, when it comes down to my career, but I couldn't see myself doing that to my family at the moment. So, like I said, when it comes down to some certain things, I feel I've taken a role in it, and everything is what it is at the moment. So, what about yourself?
I would definitely forgive my mom, first off, because she doesn't understand. And I just wish that there was a way that we could talk so that she could understand the person that I am and the person that I am becoming. Um, I forgive my dad and all that stuff. My dad and I, we do have a great relationship now, but I forgive him for not understanding who I was back then and to push me into something that I didn't want to do or didn't want to be. You know, I forgive everyone who pretty much threw me under the bus and talked junk about me. Called me a sissy, called me a faggot, called me all these things, and it really did destroy me. I forgive my exes because of them, I deal with depression and all that stuff
So,
too.
you held all this stuff in?
Yes, because I haven't talked to nobody ever since I was younger, childhood and all that stuff up until now. I haven't really talked to nobody. Haven't been to therapy about it, nothing like that. Because I've been holding it all in. And then when I explode, it leaks out. and then I contain it all back in, and it's just like, okay, I got this, just whatever. And you know,
Something that's just, you and I both have that. We hold it in,
hold it in. I hold a
but
lot in, and it's just like I don't cry
I
as much.
don't know if
I
you have
used to
an
cry
I
a
don't know if you have
lot,
an
but I don't cry as
outlet
much.
like I do. Or at least I don't know if you found your outlet.
Well, I write songs. That's the outlet in some ways, but it's like when it gets too deep, I stop
Hmm.
because I don't want to go there. Yeah, I want to talk about.
I
I can
think you
talk about
should
other.
let yourself go there.
I can talk about other things and everything like that. That's fine. But when it gets too deep and too personal, I just completely cut it out because I'm like, nope,
See, I don't
not
think you
today.
should. I don't.
Nope.
I don't think you should. I think you should let yourself go there because a lot of that could make for great, great music, great poetry. It could really touch someone. I mean, when it comes down to it, all you think you have to do is tweak a few names, tweak a few events, and you never know who it's going to reach, who's going to touch. You know, and at the end of the day, you have poured your soul out. You put it on paper. You put it on tracks, and you've relieved yourself of all of this. Me, I've started to travel more. I've always worked, so I will pour myself into work.
Right.
And as you know, you know, I will pour myself into work. Like I will seriously have to go in early. I will go in early, and I will get off the next day. Literally, the next day, just so my mind can be clear and free of everything that I've been dealing with.
Right.
You know, music blasted, few phone calls or something, maybe a few unhealthy snacks, something like that. But
That's one thing that I do, and I'm still. And one more thing, I forgive myself too for not being the person that I know I should be. And with depression and everything, how I deal with it, I don't cry. I eat.
see,
I
I
will
barely
go
cry.
to
I'll cry every now and again, but
I
I
will go
barely
to
cry.
fast food restaurants, get like maybe 3 or 4 things, come home, eat it, feel guilty about it after I eat it, and I'm just like, dang, but you said you was gonna start working out. Dang, you said that you was gonna start walking. Dang, you said you was gonna start dancing to lose weight or something. You got all these DVDs over here with exercising and everything, but at the end of the day, like, no, I don't do any of that stuff. And then I regret it afterwards. And it's like I look in the mirror at myself when I get ready for work. I'm just like, you just a fat blob.
I don't know if you can do this or not, but this is probably some people around me have noticed that I am starting to lose weight.
Yeah. Can I say this? Can I say this? Okay. So I do notice it. I notice it. I notice it with everybody else too. And then it's like I question myself, like, dang, why can't you do that? You have the tools. You have what you need to do it. Marquise, I done bought maybe $50 worth of stuff to make smoothies with.
I don't
Do
want to do
you
that.
know?
I don't think it works.
Do you know that I only made a smoothie maybe like twice, and everything else
I don't
was
even like the
still
smoothies.
everything
The
else was
smoothies,
still in the fridge,
I don't know if it's just my palate, but I think the smoothies are gritty, and I don't like that.
and
But
everything was still in the freezer and all that stuff, and it's just like, dang, and it's like, okay, I can do this, and then it's like I do it, then all of a sudden I have a setback, and I don't do it again. I go to Zaxby's or I go to Wendy's or I go to Taco Bell, McDonald's, Hardee's, whatever. And then it's like I'm eating all this food, and then all of a sudden I start getting like heartburn, like my chest start hurting real bad. So it's just like, are you really trying to kill yourself? Like, and I don't have no suicidal thoughts whatsoever. But my thing is, it's like, okay, if you keep eating these fatty foods, it's gonna clog up your arteries. You're gonna be trying to die.
I have a question. Do you throw up?
No.
See, that's all I was saying about me losing weight. Now, one reason why I'm losing weight and why this actually is going down is because I'm on 2 medications from my neurologist. No, I'm not crazy. But That's one reason why I'm losing weight. Another, because I don't exercise as much as I should. I am trying to exercise more, but one reason is because of medications that I'm on. Another reason that I believe that I'm actually losing weight is because I can make myself throw up on cue.
Mm.
And I'm not talking about pushing my finger down my throat or anything like that. Like I can seriously finish eating and say, I gotta throw up.
Are you serious?
And I can go to the bathroom to throw up.
Oh, I
Like,
can't do that. That's a waste of food. I can't do that. I
and
can't do
so
that though.
my mind will know that I ate and I will not feel hungry. And whatever food may have gotten into my digestive tract, that will be the only nourishment I will have. And then I will purge the rest. I will drink something. That's it. I'm good.
No, I've never done that before, ever.
My mother and father, they're like, your weight is dropping super fast. And still, to me, I'm just like,
But isn't that acid bad for your throat though?
I don't know. I mean, I've never had any acid reflux or anything, but I mean, I'm not doing it all the
Often.
time.
Okay.
But if I feel full, I'm like, I gotta throw up. Because I'm like, this may sound like somebody who's more on an anorexic side, and I think even if you can still be, heavy set and be anorexic. But from what I've heard, um, if I feel full, I feel like I've overeaten, and I'll be like, I gotta throw up, and I'll go to the bathroom and throw up.
Mm.
I've said so many times to people when I've gone out to eat, or if I'm talking to somebody, or I'm getting to know someone, I'm like, I really only go out to eat with people to enjoy their company, to laugh, have conversations, and everything. I said, if people really pay attention to me when we're out to eat, I never finish my food. I've never finished my food. I said, I can seriously have 5 chicken tenders and some fries. I can seriously have a burger and some fries. I said, if I get a big meal, I'm definitely not finishing it. I remember one time we went to Cheddar's and I
Mm.
had, I think it was ribs, chicken, baked potato, and broccoli. I think I ate half of everything, maybe actually a third of everything. Everyone around me eats me under the bus. And my weight, I don't have a thyroid issue or anything, but my weight didn't come until my biological father walked out the door.
Mm.
No one knows where it came from, why it came, or how it happens. And the whole speculation of we think he was starving him. That's what. That's when I started getting that. Was he starving you? No, he wasn't. I was eating. I used to get picked on by my family for being so skinny. But then when he left and I started picking up weight, everybody was like, ah, so that old boy starting to round out a little bit. Was his daddy starving him or something? No, I wouldn't allow that. She had to defend my biological father. She had to defend me saying that yes, I used to eat. It took for him having to leave though for me to actually pick up some weight.
Mm.
Don't know how, don't know why. It's a mystery. But I still eat like I was like I am 5, 6 years old. I do not eat at all. But everyone around me, they could seriously go to a buffet and eat 7 plates. And I will pay $15 and get a plate and a half. And there's some ice cream. But I'm not even a buffet person because I don't like people touching other people's food.
idea.
Mhm.
I had no idea. Well, guys, as you can see, just like you,
Mhm.
if you're suffering through or with depression, of course, we can talk to somebody about it,
Mhm.
or we can talk to each other, or, at the same time, we can pray about it and everything, but don't take your life. It's not
No,
worth it. It's not
definitely not
worth
worth
it.
that.
It's not worth it at all. Because at the end of the day, trouble does not last always. And for us, the sun is going to shine through again, and this time is going to be permanently once it starts
Exactly.
shining through.
Exactly.
That door, that window shade is not going to close. So we hope that you could take something from this show. We hope that you could share the message with other people to let them know that if they are suffering with colorism, depression, or just coming out, that it's okay to talk to somebody about it. Because at the end of the day, I know all of us are not going to be accepted by our families and
Or your
friends.
friends. 'Cause I've had friends turn their backs on me.
Exactly.
And it hurts.
It really does hurt. But at the
It
end of the
really does.
day, you are accepted.
You're accepted, you're loved, you're cherished.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's an age-old saying that goes, family is not necessarily blood. You can choose your family. I
Right.
mean, I'm kind of paraphrased here, but you get the gist. You know, your family does not have to be your blood.
Mm.
Some people may turn their backs on you, but you will find people who want to be there for you, who want to walk this world with you, who wants to be on this journey called life with you. You know, they might not be the most desirable person, to be seen with in public, but they will have your back.
Mm.
They will be there with you through thick and thin. They will go to jail with you.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
if you get into a bar fight, child, they could be right there with
Hello. Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. God,
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't cry on this episode because
Yes.
I wanted to so bad. But I was like, oh no, I can't do that, honey. I'll ruin my makeup.
Like, think the drink kept going.
I'll ruin his makeup. I can't do that, honey. But at the same time, it was very therapeutic to talk about it and to be open with it and to let us know that yes, we are a fun show, but at the same time, we have issues as well that we're dealing with. So thank you so much for talking with me. I love you.
I love you too.
But yes, absolutely, guys. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this show. I know we was going to talk about the Fantasia topic and all that stuff.
But we're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know that y'all attention span is not that long.
But you know what? We could just ask the viewers to comment below what they think about being submissive to their partner.
Yes.
So,
and this is man, woman, whatever.
Do you think Fantasia was wrong for what she said? Because I truly don't think she was wrong for what she said. I don't think she was wrong at all. Because you have to understand that you're being submissive to a good person, not just anybody, but a good person. So just comment below what you think about that and what you think about Fantasia being on the Breakfast Club and saying what she said. And then her husband, is it her husband?
What's her? No, I think it's her fiance.
Her fiance. Who backed her on it. So.
And he said pretty much who he said was they're submissive to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
He said it's not just her being submissive to him. He's submissive to her as well.
Exactly.
So they take,
because a lot of people took offense to that.
Yeah.
They took it out of context of what she was saying, and it's kind of similar to Sierra's Level Up.
Mm-hmm.
When she was talking before the song came out, she made a tweet about how you should level up. In life, and all of these things are falling in place and everything. They just came up with the song, and people, they got it. Like Sierra did.
At first, they didn't get it.
They didn't.
At first, they didn't get her song.
They didn't.
But at first, I think for weeks they was just like, ugh, I can't stand the song. And then it was like everybody was doing a little challenge.
Her song corresponded with the tweet she made months prior to the song coming out. That you have to level up in life. You have to level up as a woman or a man, and if you want a marriage, level up in the marriage. Like if you want this, you got to level up. You can't just say you want it. So, but
I agree 100%.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys
comment. Let us know what you're feeling.
Absolutely.
how it resonated with you, and don't disagree with us.
Yeah.
Don't just agree. Don't
Right.
just agree. The alcohol's into me. Don't just agree with us. We value each and everyone's opinion. So
Absolutely.
if you felt like Fantasia was wrong with what she said, if you felt like her man was wrong with what he said and everything, we
Yeah.
value each and everyone's opinions. But if you definitely feel like, she was right, or if she could have found a better way of saying it, then, just let us know.
Absolutely.
So
And if you are watching the show tonight, today, tomorrow, or whenever you decide to watch it, make sure you also comment with what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Let us know how you feel about the topics at hand and how you dealt with it and how you're dealing with the situation at hand.
If you have a story that you want to share,
or how you overcame it.
You can share it publicly, on the page, or you can just write us, privately, at the L&D Show 2017 at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So because we would love to hear, what it is you have to say, what it is that you may have been through in your life, and if that's a conversation that you want to hold, with it, we're more than glad to do so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And make sure that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Lala and Devontae. That's the space between Lala, L-A space L-A, and Devontae, D-E-V-O-N-T-E. Make sure you...
Speaking of that, everybody keeps spelling my name with D-A. I don't know why. I keep getting D-A. But it's D-E-V-O-N-T-E. So,
absolutely. If you want to watch the show live, watch it on Periscope on Saturdays.
Yes. we won't be back this Saturday. We weren't supposed to be back this Saturday because the next 2 weekends, which was this weekend and next weekend, was supposed to be on Tuesdays.
Yes.
But things had changed for
this weekend. Things had changed on my schedule.
This weekend.
Absolutely.
But next Saturday will be moved still to the following Tuesday.
Absolutely.
All right,
absolutely.
So make sure you keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
We do want to see y'all live in those comments. Because we'll be back live on all 3 platforms, which is Facebook, Periscope, and of course YouTube.
Absolutely. Right. Now, okay, with this 100 subscribers thing, are we gonna do a drawing or what are we gonna do? Because I was thinking about doing a drawing and picking somebody to win like $100. I know you said that you wanted to do like a giveaway.
Well, see,
or could we do both?
Unless we just get like.
But this will be like in October though.
See, unless we just get like a load of emails, something saying that we got like a lot of subscribers at the exact same time that may have been the 100 subscriber or something, then I say we do a drawing. However, if we just get just that one person who is the 100 subscriber, I say that person is the winner. They get the buttload of, everything. They get the grand prize.
Oh, okay.
You are the it person. It's kind of like when you are checking out the supermarket.
So how do we know? Do we know the subscribers?
Well, yes.
Oh, so it does show the subscribers. Okay.
We get messages. We know.
We have to do something, and we not only with the subscribers, but we have to do something for our fans who was here first.
Exactly.
We have to do something.
Well, let's put it this way.
To thank them for watching.
Subscriber, there'll be something special. For the coming weeks after that, we will hold a drawing for all of the subscribers who we do have. So one lucky person after that will get something special as well. We're not going to say what it is, but you will also get something special as well.
What about me? I get something special too?
Yeah, you want to special your own?
I know.
Always. So for the 100 subscriber, you yourself will get, the jackpot prize.
Hey.
Okay?
Which is, open that, give you open for days. Hey, you stop that now. You stop that.
She said she ain't been touched about
you got that right, honey.
Not a KY back.
You got that right, absolutely. Ooh. Absolutely.
Ooh. Go slow. Ooh.
Not too fast, not fast.
Thank you.
Ooh, I feel it. Oh gosh. But yes, guys.
I'm sorry.
So that's what we'll do then. We'll
for the 100 subscriber, you yourself will get, a jackpot prize. out, immediately following that, we will hold a drawing for all of the known subscribers that we have. And like we have said, prior to this, do not try to unsubscribe and try to wait to become the 100 subscriber, because that's just not fair. Okay, you're messing with us and our emotions at the end of the day. Because we be looking like, oh, Lala, Devontae, Lala, Devontae. You see the numbers?
Oh my gosh.
And it's not just over here. Okay, we be looking at all the platforms. Okay, because I will message her. I'm like, child, you see how many followers we got on Periscope? We be looking, we be following, and we be searching like, child. Okay? So the 100 subscriber will get a jackpot prize. After that, we will look at all of the subscribers. We'll put your name into a little bowl. We'll do a live drawing.
I like that.
And that person will get a good prize of their own. All right, and we're not gonna go cheap on you either, so don't expect like some little Star Wars card, okay?
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so we'll make sure we take care of you, okay?
Absolutely.
So give you a little, initiative to come on over here to the L&D.
Right, absolutely. So, with that being said, guys, make sure you watch the show live on Periscope at Devontae 1990. I want to go.
Want to go to Puerto Rico with us?
I want to go. Hey. Dang.
You go to Puerto Rico?
But yes.
Private drivers and all.
Hey. I'm down. Hey.
Watching their sound like.
I'm down. But yes.
Thanks for Puerto
Rico. Make sure y'all watch the show live on Periscope at Devontae 1990. If you don't want to do that, hop on over to my personal Facebook page, Lala Huxtable, and watch the show live there, okay?
And you can always join us live in the comments.
Absolutely.
On Wednesday.
Wednesdays at 9 p.m. exactly.
But keep in mind, okay, what's going on up here is definitely not what's going on down there. Because them comments can be popping.
Mm-hmm.
Like I done told y'all in the past, Chad, you might find your little date.
What? Hey. Oh. Well, with that being
said, are you in California? I'm over here. Look, you never know. You never know.
Oh, goodness. But like I said before, guys, we hope that you can take something from this show and apply it to your life. We're not trying to make you depressed or down, but we just wanted to share our personal stories so that way you can get to know us more.
On a deeper level.
Exactly. But don't worry, because we still rolling out more funny show next week. Okay? So
go back to some of them topics.
Exactly.
I want to definitely talk about. I'm not going to say what we're going to talk about, but, it's going to kind of be about something with that submissiveness.
Okay.
I want to talk about want to get further into that submissiveness with our personal lives and everything. So I want to hear what y'all talk about, what y'all have to say about it,
Absolutely.
So I want to know what you know. I already asked you that. Child of during drink.
Oh! All right, y'all. With that being said,
but you never answered though. How do you feel if somebody asked that question like a child about the whole trans thing?
Say that one more time.
If somebody asks, if a child asks, is that person a man or female? Did you answer?
No, I don't think I answered that. But now I say that I'm a woman.
So if say one of the children in your house asked you, like, okay, say like you're in a supermarket.
Well, I have had some of the kids ask me like, why do you wear your hair like that and all that stuff? Like, boys don't wear their hair like that, and I just been like, I'm me. I'm not like everybody else. I'm myself.
But when it comes out to someone else though, like if they pointed out another person in the superstore, like Walmart, Kmart,
and I have got on. The older ones for doing that. And, I got some crawling on me. Do I have some crawling on me?
No, don't get your hair.
Oh, Jesus.
So, like, if they pointed out someone that said...
Scared me.
Is that
like a spider's going to bite me or something. But
so, they said that's a man or a woman.
Yeah.
And you know it to be a woman.
Exactly.
Would you say it's a woman?
Like I said, I don't got on them about that. And I'm like, we're all different. Nobody is the same. And I said, okay, what if that person is trans? So be it. That's their life. Like at the end of the day, look at me. And I say, I'm trans. So if you're talking about them, you're talking about me. But you say you love me, right? So why would you talk about somebody else who isn't like yourself?
Did you ever watch the Prancing Elites?
I did not.
There was a trans girl on there whose name was Tim. And if you try to proof he getting paid for anything, make sure you praise for that. Okay, but I used to watch them, when they were coming on, and one of the kids in the house was asking me about her all the time. You know, she kept her name, but of course, was transitioning. Always presented herself as a woman and everything, but kept her, I guess, more masculine male name, which was Tim. But in the South, child, your name can be Billy and you're a woman. You can be Johnny and you're a woman. But it is what it is. So one of the kids one time asked me, was like, "Is that a boy or a girl? And why they dressing like that?" And I was like, "Well, they're dancing, and then of course with Tim, it was, well, why has his hair like that?" I said, "That's not a him, that's a her, that's a girl." you know. So I've always, like I said, I've always corrected the kids in hopes of trying to give them clarity of acceptance in who people want to be, you know. Because sometimes I just think that for a lot of children, they don't understand, they don't know, and of course, it is the whole how they're being raised as well. That's another thing, and then it is just a curiosity thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So,
Wow. No, I've never seen that.
so if you ever get a chance to watch the Prince List, I don't know if there's any episodes you can go online and find, but if you ever watch the Prince Elites, you can like I guess Google their episodes and there's one person on the show who's trans and that's Tim.
Okay.
So, and matter of fact, Tim has even fought oppression, especially from her family, but they didn't want to accept her. So,
wow.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But
well, all right, guys.
It's been a lovely show and chat. We're actually at pretty much 2 hours.
2 hours, child. Right? So y'all should be happy.
Look, Denzel. Don't Denzel. I'm about to say Denzel.
You should be happy.
He's probably gonna be cursing us out the way the show is.
I know, right? Y'all said y'all was going live on Saturday, but you know what? We didn't want to go live tonight because we decided that this was going to be a personal show, and we just didn't want to be distracted by the comments.
All the comments,
to take away that.
Especially,
we could just
love each platform. Okay?
Absolutely.
Do not get us wrong.
Absolutely.
Facebook, everyone knows, loves, agrees with us to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own opinion.
Right.
Periscope is more worldwide. So a lot of the comments, let me rephrase, some of the comments that come through Periscope really catches your attention. And when you're being taunted live on air, you have to keep your composure. And that's the things that y'all do not see coming through here.
See it all the time.
But on our side, we see all of the negative comments.
Because I could just look at his face in the monitor and know that somebody said something, offensive. And I'd be like, you got time for that today. Like
the names.
Right.
The names that we've been called, Lala can put a whole, description up on Facebook. I keep it very simple on Periscope and say LGBT chat. That way it draws in a certain community. It was more eye-catching for the most part, because on Periscope, putting too long of a header, people just kind of bypass it. So I keep it simple, bring the people in, and we still do live in a society that is still backwards. So a lot of hecklers still come in. They say certain things like, which one of you are gay? Who's supposed to be your trans? Is that a boy or is that a girl? Which one are you? Who is this? Who is that? So we wanted to pretty much get away from that tonight and just solely focus on the topic at hand.
Absolutely.
You know. And I would say it's refreshing. We love it. We're able to keep our composure, as y'all seen.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all seen me live on air point out some of the things to Lala. You know, what they've called her, what they've called me. You know, I mean, so.
Absolutely.
But it is what it is.
Absolutely. Well,
so if they're not talking about you, then obviously you're doing something wrong.
That's true. Hey. That's true. Well, guys, we love you for watching. And once again, I'm Lala.
I'm Devante.
And we will see you guys next time on the L&D Show. Bye.
Bye.